What if the red flags weren't loud or obvious? What if they looked like compliments, concerns, even love? That's how narcissistic behavior hides in plain sight. We grow up gaslit, confused, blaming ourselves for the very wounds that we didn't cause. So today we are breaking that silence. These are going to be 10 narcissistic behaviors you were likely taught to excuse, minimize, or even admire. When we think of narcissism, most people imagine the extremes: vanity, arrogance, shouting matches, or someone who constantly needs to be the center of attention. But narcissistic behaviors often show up much more subtly, especially in family systems. If you were raised by someone emotionally unavailable, addicted, self-absorbed, or controlling, this isn't just a list. This might feel like your life story. Sign number 1, everything is always about them, even when it's not. If you came to them with a win, they found a way to make it theirs. If you came to them in pain, they found a way to make it about how you hurt them. Grief, joy, illness, celebration, it didn't matter. Their need for attention always eclipsed your need for care. As Dr. Ramani says, quote, narcissistic people are allergic to not being center of the emotional universe. So instead of being seen, you felt like a prop in their story. Sign number 2, image over intimacy. They care deeply about what things look like, how you dressed, what the neighbors thought, how your family appeared on holidays. Behind closed doors, the warmth was gone. No curiosity about your inner world. No effort to connect with you and who you really are. This obsession with image over intimacy is a key sign of narcissistic behavior. They perform love when people are watching, but when it's just you and them, there is distance, or worse, cruelty. Sign number 3, emotional neglect disguised as tough love. They told you, stop crying. They mocked your sensitivity. They told you were being dramatic, overreacting, or too much. Learn to shrink your emotions just to survive in their presence. They may have called it discipline or preparing you for the real world, but it wasn't preparation. It was dismissal. As Gabor Mate reminds us, quote, trauma isn't what happens to us. It's what happens inside us when we are not seen, not soothed, and not supported. Sign number 4, shifting blame to avoid accountability. Narcissistic behavior is allergic to responsibility. They never apologize, or if they do, it's passive aggressive, conditional, or even like manipulating. I'm sorry that you feel that way. I guess I'm always the bad guy. I said I was sorry. What do you want from me? You start doubting yourself. You replay every conversation, wondering if you overreacted. That's not you being dramatic. That's a trauma response to gaslighting. 5, boundary violations, then guilt. You say no, and suddenly you're selfish. You ask for space, and suddenly you are ungrateful. You name the truth, and suddenly you're the problem. Narcissistic behaviors often involve crossing emotional, physical, or even financial boundaries, then turning it around on you. As Melody B wrote in Codependent No More, quote, "Guilt is the tool of the manipulator. It's how they keep us small, silent, and spinning." Number 6, the chameleon effect. They shapeshift depending on who they are around. Charming to outsiders, cruel at home. They may have looked like the party, the really cool parent, the really successful friend, but you know the truth. This split between public persona and private behavior is a hallmark of narcissism, and it often leaves children feeling confused, invalidated, and isolated. Sign number 7, the endless power struggle. Everything becomes a control game. What you wear, who you date, how you speak, even how you feel. If you expressed independence or had your own thoughts, you were met with rage, mockery, or punishment. Because in their world, closeness feels threatening. They don't build connection. They build control. Sign number 8, they take until there is nothing left. Or energy, or attention, or compassion, drained. They leaned on you during their hard times, but when you needed support, silence. These relationships are one-sided by design. You become their emotional caregiver, their therapist, their fan club, and you forget that you deserve to be poured into too. Sign number 9, they rewrite history. They deny things you know happened. They minimize the impact of their words. They act confused when you try to bring up the past, as if your pain is just a misremembered detail. This erasure is gaslighting at its core. They rewrite the narrative, not just to protect their egos, but to keep you under their spell. If they can make you doubt your memory, they can keep control of the story. Number 10, they disappear when you need them the most. Narcissistic behavior often comes with emotional abandonment. They go missing in the moments that matter most, either literally or emotionally. They may punish you with silence or just go away long enough to make you chase their approval again. And somehow, you still end up feeling like you're the broken one. If any of this felt familiar, please hear me. You are not crazy. You are not too sensitive. And it wasn't your job to fix them. You were handed a blueprint for love that was built on guilt, confusion, and performance. But that blueprint, it's not the only way to live. You can unlearn it. You can rebuild trust with yourself. You can give your inner child what they never got: consistent love, emotional safety, and freedom from self-blame. The truth is, sometimes the people who harmed us the most are the ones we were trained to protect. But this is the moment that we shift that legacy. This is the moment we say, no more excusing harm. No more shrinking to survive. No more dimming the light just to keep someone else comfortable. You are allowed to tell the truth. You are allowed to grieve. And you're allowed to heal, even if they never say sorry.